Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be this beautiful cherry blossom nail set. So I'm starting off with a bunch of colors from Apres and Vettsy, just a bunch of these really beautiful colors, lots of pinks, and a bunch of other colors that we're going to bring into this design over here, especially this bright pink one over here. I really love this color from Nail Order. So I'm starting off with doing this beautiful pale pink color on all of the nails except one of them. So one of the nails is going to get a different color. And I just want to apologize right now if there's any background noise. It's a beautiful day and I've got a bunch of neighbors outside doing some yard work and the like, and you know, I can't fault them. It's a gorgeous day. I actually did some gardening myself this morning, so I can't really stop them. It would be pretty rude of me. Not that I would even do that, but yeah, if there's some background noise, I'm not sure if the microphone will pick up on it, but I apologize. It's a gorgeous day and people want to be outside. What can I do? So this nails over here is going to get this gorgeous color from Vettsy, and this is a very sheer color, so I actually built this up quite a bit. With the pink nails, I do 2 layers, so I'm going to do a second coat after just to build up the pigment. But with that one, the blue one, I did I think 3 or even 4 layers. And then over here on this nail, my camera cut off. I didn't realize it wasn't filming, so I'm already doing the second layer here, where I'm just kind of doing a bit of like a fade of this pretty iridescent green color onto the nails. So you saw I already did the first layer, and now I am doing the second layer and bringing it down. Initially, this hadn't been the plan. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do yet. So if I had planned it out a little bit better, I think I would have done just a normal ombre like I normally do, ombreing the 2 colors together while they were both still wet before curing the gel, because you can see here I'm having a bit of a harder time blending down the sheer gel onto the nail, and because the pink was already cured, I do end up having this slightly harsh line between the 2 colors. So had I planned a little bit better, I would have ombreed them like I normally do. So that is just a suggestion if you are going to potentially recreate this, or if you're looking at it wondering why there's that harsh line there. It wasn't intentional, it was just kind of like how I ended up with the nail. So I'm just fading it down as best as I can and bringing it over the pink as much as I can, so you can see it adds a bit of a sheen. And now I'm going to matte top coat everything because I'm going to be doing some hand painting. We're going to be doing some cherry blossoms, and I want to give a shout out to my little brother. He is 10 years old, and when I was by my family for a few weeks a little bit ago, I was asking people for some inspiration and some ideas for nail sets. I had kind of run out of ideas a little bit, and my little brother suggested I do cherry blossom nails, said it was perfect for the spring season, and he was absolutely correct. So this is in honor of him. So I'm just going to do the matte top coat because I prefer to do hand painting over a matte layer. I find that the gels don't run away from me. Sometimes if it's on a shinier layer, the gels can kind of, I find it, spread and bloom a little bit and don't really hold their place. So I'm just going to create branches over here. I'm using this brown gel polish from Apres. It's the shade Osiris. I've actually used this a lot for like small brown details. I find that it's the perfect deep brown color to really add accent to a bunch of different styles and sets. It's kind of like black but not as harsh, and of course for tree branches we definitely want to go brown. So I'm just creating some branches coming in different directions, and there is no wrong way to make a tree branch. Every tree branch looks different. Of course your painted nails do not have to look like any one specific tree. There's no real wrong way to do it. Just adding a bunch of different shapes and a bunch of different designs. I find that there is a special balance between doing too many branches and not enough. You definitely want it to not look too bare. We don't want it to look empty, so adding a few branches and a few smaller ones. As you can see on the larger branch over there, closer to the bottom, I had a few smaller ones tapering off, almost as if it's about to start growing, and that concept definitely works well, especially now in the spring where the trees and the plants are starting to bloom. Having those little areas where the branches pop off a little bit into smaller growth really just enhances the detail. But again, there's really no wrong way to do this. So I'm just adding the branches, and for this specific design, because I'm going to be doing hand painted flowers on top of it, I don't want the branches to be too close together. You can see I'm kind of spreading them out a bit and kind of having them curve away from each other, because I don't want the branches to take up too much of the space, so that when we do the flowers on top of it, there is enough room for the flowers to shine, and the branches don't overtake the design or peek through the flowers. So again, there's really no wrong way to do this. It's just kind of how you go and how you feel. So I'm just taking these pink colors as well as the white onto a palette over here, because I'm going to do some hand painting, and I do want to be blending the colors together so that the flowers feel like they are blended and meshed. So I'm just mixing a bunch together, and I didn't really have an exact plan of how I was going to do this. I didn't really look up any tutorials, so there are so many different ways you can actually do these flowers. You can make them more abstract, or you can make them more realistic. If you wanted to put in a ton of detail, you can definitely do more realistic. I decided to go for a kind of like in between. So it's definitely not extremely detailed the way I've seen some people do it, when there's like veining in the petals and everything like that. And also I was making these flowers quite small, so to get that kind of fine detail would have been very, very tedious. So I'm going for a bit of an abstract look, but I'm still creating defined petals, and I'm actually going to be doing the flowers in a few different layers so that it gets built up. So I'm mixing these colors together, and I'm using this brush over here. It's like a slightly tapered square brush, and I'm using the side of it to create the petals, and because of the shape and because it's slightly tapered, it creates this natural pointed petal look when I use it on its side. And I'm just mixing the light pink and the white together, because cherry blossoms do have like a mixture of white and pink, and I'm just going to be doing these over all of the nails. So it's not difficult, it's just tedious in the sense that there's a lot to do, especially when you do a second layer. So while I'm doing this, I just wanted to kind of announce a giveaway that I was thinking of doing. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, which is so wild and bizarre to me. I started this channel a little over a year ago simply because I needed a creative outlet. I wanted something to do, and I had been doing my own nails for a few years at that point, but I really wanted to get in more practice. So I had started doing nail art on the tips that I'm doing here in these videos, and I realized that, you know, I enjoy watching nail stuff. I watch a lot of people to gain inspiration whenever I am feeling a little bit uninspired, and I enjoy watching it. Maybe I should post to YouTube too. I didn't really expect anything of it. I am definitely using this as a hobby and a creative outlet, not trying to be one of those crazy channels that blow up and have millions of subscribers. That would be phenomenal, but that's not the goal, at least not right now. Right now I'm really enjoying it as a hobby, but being so close to 1,000 subscribers has really baffled me, because for anyone who has been here since the beginning or for a while, I'm sure you can tell that when I first started, and even sometimes now, the designs and maybe the techniques, they're definitely not as perfect as a lot of people on social media. There are definitely a lot more creative and skilled people out there, but I enjoy doing these so much. I really find that it is a very soothing and therapeutic outlet for me, and I really enjoy it. So the fact that I have nearly 1,000 subscribers of people who enjoy watching me do this, sometimes struggle through it, is really amazing. And I would love to do some sort of giveaway when we hit 1,000 subscribers to celebrate not just me, but to celebrate all of you and to thank all of you who are here watching. So I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to go. Still a little bit of a way to get to 1,000 subscribers, but I wanted to start mentioning it now. I'm not really sure how I want to do it. I think the best way to do it would possibly be just whoever wins the giveaway, I'm not really sure how I'll do it yet, to give them some sort of like e-gift card to an online e-commerce store, whether it's a nail supply store or anything else of their choice. I think that just provides the most inclusivity for the viewers, for all of you guys. I don't have any like free product or stuff to ship out, so it's not like it's going to be a product-based giveaway in that sense. And because I have viewers from all over the world, I think giving some sort of e-commerce gift card to a place that you enjoy shopping at would probably be the most versatile for whoever wins. I also was thinking maybe doing like a nail place, but not everyone necessarily who watches my videos do their own nails. Not everyone necessarily uses gel nails. Some people do acrylic. Some people just don't do their own nails at all and enjoy watching it as just some form of entertainment. So let me know if you have any ideas of what this giveaway could be. I think an e-commerce gift card to a shop of your choice is probably the most versatile for whoever watches and wherever you are in the world. But I just wanted to thank you all so much, and let's get to 1,000 subscribers. It's so wild for me to say, but if you know anyone who would enjoy watching these videos, please feel free to share them. If you are a viewer but not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel so we can reach 1,000 subscribers, and so that you'd be eligible to enter into the giveaway. And thank you all so much. This is such a pretty amazing thing that I'm saying. It's pretty wild. Still have a few pinch me moments here and there. But now getting back to the nails, I'm just adding tiny little buds to the branches over here. Again, we're in spring right now, so we are starting to get the budding flowers, and adding a few little dots of flowers that are yet to be, I think is really beautiful for this set. Sorry, I got a phone call from my bank, and I'm not really sure what I was in the middle of saying, but adding these little buds here onto the branches, it just adds a really beautiful detail of flowers that are still coming in, and it's going to be super, super beautiful. And I decided to just do all this in one go before changing up the colors. So now we are going to go in with this dark magenta color from Nail Order, and I'm going to add into the center of the nails. So I am just using the very, very tip of the brush over here. I don't want to get too much product. I don't want it to be too dark, and I don't want it to overtake the rest of the flowers. It's just supposed to be in the center a little bit and kind of dragging it out. There's so many different ways. Cherry blossoms, well, cherry blossoms look like cherry blossoms are, obviously, but like a lot of them, I find that there are lots of different, not different types, I'm not really sure what I'm saying. They look different, of course. Every flower, every tree, every plant, even if it's the same species, they always end up looking a little bit different. Some have more white, some have more pink, some are a little bit deeper, some are a bit bigger. So I'm just adding like a bit of detail over here. And again, you can get really, really detailed and very precise and very realistic with this if you wanted to, adding veining and different detail to the petals and stuff like that. That was not something that I was necessarily going for. I enjoy this abstract look where it's got a slight hint of realism. It's not like, you know, too like the shapes are defined, you know, it's not too abstract, but they're not completely realistic the way some can be. And I'm just adding a bit of these, the dark pink to the buds over here where they are growing from the tree, and just adding in a bit more detail to these nails over here. So just adding a bit more to all of these nails. And let me know what your favorite type of plant is while we're here. I love cherry blossoms. I think they're stunning. One day I would love to plant a cherry blossom in my yard. One day when I have a yard, I would like to plant a cherry blossom tree. I think they're beautiful. I've always loved them. And it feels right to be doing this nail set here, inspired / suggested by my little brother in the beginning of spring here, a time for you know, rebirth and renewal, and it just really, really beautiful. So you can see here I'm just using a bit of that dark brown that we used earlier for the branches to add a bit of detail to the center of the nails. I'm just adding a bit of like dots, slightly like striped outlines. I wasn't really doing anything too specific. Initially I thought I was going to be doing just tiny little dots, but it didn't end up looking it didn't end up making enough of an impact for me, so I just kind of used this very, very thin brush and kind of pulling out the centers. Again, I'm not really sure if that's exactly what a cherry blossom would look like necessarily, but you know, they do have veining. The petals always have a bit of detail to them, so I don't really think there's a wrong way to do it, especially when you're going for a more abstract design. But I definitely wanted the brown to be visible. I wanted it to definitely add some impact. It really adds depth and dimension and a slight hint of realism to the set, so it was something I wanted to add. And now on this accent nail over here, I'm going to be doing a bit of a gel placement. A gem placement, sorry, not a gel. Well, I'm placing down the gel too, but it's for gems to go on top of. So I'm just going to do some gems over here and a bit of charms. I use a pink bow over here, so I have this laid out, and these beautiful small pink flowers you can see at either end just worked absolutely perfectly for this set. They're flowers and they're pink, and they are very close in color actually to the pink that I was using in the flowers themselves, so it ended up working out really, really beautifully. And I was just a little bit of detail. It's funny when I showed this the photo of the final set to my little brother, because you know, it was his suggestion and inspiration. He asked me what the bow was for. He's like, what does that have to do with anything? So I said, you know, it's just to kind of add a little bit of detail to make it look a little bit cute and pretty without being too matchy, just a little bit more of like an accent nail with some sort of, you know, detailing to it. He didn't really understand what it was for, but let me know if you think that it suits the design. I think it does. I think it adds a bit of femininity, a bit of girliness to it, something a little bit soft and gentle to the look, but my little brother did not understand. So let me know if you think that the bow matches the set, or if you're wondering why it's there too. I would love to hear your opinions. And now I'm going to be doing one more little placement of gems over here. So I have these beautiful flowers. So again, the dark pink ones that we used on the previous one, along with these lighter pink ones, it just really matched the flowers perfectly. And just doing this small little pearl beaded zigzag back and forth. I saw someone, I'm not sure, somewhere on Pinterest did a very similar pearl placement to this, and I thought it was so beautiful. I don't know who I saw it, but it was definitely inspired by someone on Pinterest. I apologize, I can't remember who it was. I just saw it while I was scrolling by, but it definitely left an impression, so I decided to add that here. And I think it just adds a bit of detail to the whole set. And again, it's similar with the bow. I think it just adds a hint of cutesy, feminine vibes to it. It just makes it feel a little girly and pretty. So this is the final set. I decided to matte top everything so that the flowers would stand out. I love how it came out. I think it's such a beautiful set. Let me know what you think of this one down below.